Sam Adams, King of TV Bowling. Brought to you by Samuel Adams. Pursue better. Furniture Fair. For style and flair, your best buy is at Furniture Fair. CheapBowlingBalls.com. The only thing that's cheap is our low prices. Powerhouse, the professional's choice. And by Logo Infusion, the best bowling jerseys in the game.
Good evening, King Show fans. Vic Amon here with another edition of the King of TV Bowling Sweeper Series. Tonight we're at the Florence Bowling Center in Florence, Kentucky, and we got two great final matches in store for you this evening. We had some super high scores today at the Florence Bowling Center. They got some brand new Amflight 2 pins in today, and the bowlers responded. Our first match today is going to feature Luke Blauvelt, as he is going to face off against Jake Farley. These two gentlemen are still taking their warm-ups here. I'm going to be joined shortly here in the booth by Andy Campbell. We'd like to thank everybody that stopped on out to the Florence Bowling Center this evening. We had another excellent turnout. Northern Kentucky, you have come out, you have represented. We appreciate that. Keep it coming. We really enjoy what we're seeing as these guys are continuing to warm up here. We'll be starting here shortly. High to make the cut today was 675, and the bank was almost broke today by Luke Blauvelt. Came just a tad bit short, shooting 796. That's right, folks. 796 was his three-game qualifying score. 4 more pins, and he would have been $500 richer today. But a pesky half 10 in the 9th frame cost him the bounty, which is still alive and well. So it looks like Jake has deferred to Luke here. Luke is going to start things out for us. As they're getting things set up here. They will be bowling on a modified house pattern here at the Florence Bowling Center. 40 plus foot shot here. A little bit drier outside, dry back ends. A puddle in the middle though, folks. It's not your average house shot. We're going to get a look at Luke Blauvelt here first, and joining me in the booth now is Andy Campbell. Andy, how you doing this evening?
Pretty good. How about yourself, Vic?
Not too bad, bud. Boy, they were shooting some high scores today. Pins were flying.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Our first cut was 691, so I don't know if we can keep going up from here, but we've seen some drastic increases in scores in the last few weeks.
Yeah, the new sticks probably had a little something to do with it.
Yeah, we got rid of the twisters, so I believe he's got AMFs back there now, and we've seen a lot of those like week 10 start to carry now. So, but we got a pretty good match here. In our first match, we got, as you said, Luke Blauvelt and Jake Farley. Two really, really good bowlers. I know Luke won the Cincinnati Masters. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he won that. We've got Jake Farley here, and Jake's got quite a few accomplishments as well, including he made match play this year at Junior Gold, and that's in a field of 1,300 bowlers. So it's quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, it's good to see these new faces. A lot of great talent coming out in the Northern Kentucky area.
Yeah, it was nice to see the collegiate bowlers out here again. We had, oh my goodness,
bad break there.
That is the definition of a solid 9 right there. Wow. He's trying to figure out how he left that, and I'm trying to do the same thing. Wow. We'll just call it a pin offset and move on, I guess. That's rough.
Yeah, it could have been off spot. I mean, I've seen it before.
No, he's got. While he is playing straighter, he's throwing a game breaker to the original one. So he's while he is playing straighter, he's got a decent amount of angle in the pocket. So that might happen time to time. You know, get it a little bit right early, a little bit slow, just a hair too much angle. But it's hard to kind of move off that. Throw in the same spot next time, probably strike. But
so we got a scratch face off here today?
Yes, we do. Got 2 very fine bowlers. Let's see if Luke can capitalize off Jake's really bad break. And a shout out to Luke. He almost won our bounty tonight. He had 794, so he was 6 sticks off. I know he had
I'm sorry, I thought it was 796. It was 794. Okay. I got it wrong. That was 794. Wow,
yeah.
6 sticks.
He had the first game he had 240 something to the pocket 710, the first ball in the 10th frame. So he could have easily had 560 almost, because he had 280 the second game, followed by a 269 the third game. In the third game, he went ring 10 the 9th frame. So, but let's see if he can throw one more good one here. Good shot. It's going to be hard to beat Luke tonight, but if anyone can do it, it's this guy about to stand up on the approach right now, Jake.
Yeah, Luke's dialed in. He's wired. I mean, he's really throwing the ball well tonight, like you said.
And he actually won 2 weeks ago. And he's throwing the same exact ball, same line, everything. He's throwing the Columbia 300 spoiler.
Yeah, he's got it figured out, that's for sure.
That's close hook, a little.
Well, checked up a little high on him last minute there.
Yeah, like I said, that ball, he's even getting up the back of it and creating a lot of forward roll, but it's still moving a decent amount on the back ends. But let's see if he can put away the spare and then get back on the strike train, because he's going to really need it. Not sure if I mentioned it, but Jake is currently a Thomas More bowler, and he's been pretty successful in college as well. I know last year he had about a 190 something average in college, which is pretty good for the conditions they bowl on. The collegiate bowlers, they bowl on stuff that you'll see in no other tournaments, all kinds of
more frequent challenge or sport patterns.
Oh yeah, but it's yeah, some of it's sport patterns are extreme though, just the different ways you have to play it. So tough break on the 9 for him though, and then the 4 was just not the best shot, but it's gonna be tough to beat Luke. Let's see if he can put 2 more on the board. Oh, that's a big pull. That's the opening that Jake needs.
Wow. Little unorthodox pitch there. I mean, just kind of yanked it right through the beak.
Yeah, I didn't see many yanks tonight out of him, so I think he might have just out there a little bit quick, and he wanted it just a little bit too much. So let's see if he can put 2 away here, though, and maintain his lead. All right, ready to count. Yeah, if Jake gets up there and doubles now, that'll actually put Jake in the lead. So that's a huge opening for Luke, because it looked like he wasn't going to miss with the look he's had all night and the way he started off this match.
Interesting to see how he bounces back here.
Just from knowing him, I have a feeling he's going to get there and pack one after that. You know, he realized what he did wrong there, kind of rushed the shot, too excited. I have a feeling he's going to pack 10 right here. Yeah, it feeling? Good shot.
Great shot. Yeah, 10 back there by Luke Blauvelt. 10 in the pit, every pin doing its job. Luke's got himself a strike. So
This is huge for Jake here. This is Jake responding to possibly the one shot that Luke's going to give him. So if he gets up here in doubles, it's going to really put a statement on the board. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Luke as well. So 2 big shots here for Jake. Let's see if he can get it.
Jake's been clean. He's been staying out of trouble. So
yeah, last shot was a 4-pin. Looked like he just got maybe a hair slow with it or something. And he has made a big adjustment. Wow. It appears he's made a zone change, so he's moved left now probably about 10 boards, and he's slowed it down. He's trying to get around it more, just trying to stay away from the track area, because sometimes here it gets a little bit inconsistent. One time you won't really see the lane, the next it'll read early, so he's trying to avoid that, and that was a great pitch, just a little bit unfortunate with the light 7. Maybe it might have carried on the twisters, but way to put it away, that's all you can do. So Luke's going to maintain his lead.
yeah, it's definitely a shot we've seen. It's really a high carry percentage at Gilmore. I mean, with the sideboards there, the light Wally, 9 times out of 10 will carry up there. Here, not so much. I mean, you got to be more high flush, more 1-3.
Especially now with these new pins, because before on the twisters you wanted to go light, because if you get in that kind of tight pocket area, you're pushing ring 10 and even flat 10s with the twisters. So yeah, good shot from Jake, and I have a feeling Jake's gonna start putting him on the board here after that solid adjustment. I know after talking to him tonight, the first game he had 256 playing that straighter line that we saw him trying in the beginning of this match, and then he had like 208, and after that 208 he made a zone change and moved left and really slowed it down and ended out with 231. So it looks like he's done that in this match as well. It looks like a good shot. Whoa. Looked like that one was just a little bit too left to right off his hand. Wasn't quite up the lane as the other shots had been, so kind of forced that ball to push. But
he could have had that last shot in the back of his mind, a little bit of overcompensation maybe.
Yeah, yeah, naturally. That's big for Jake though, because it only keeps Luke's lead at 6 instead of allowing him to jump to a 20-something pin lead with a turkey on the board. Puts it away though. Let's see if he can get up and throw another good one.
Yeah, he covers that one up nicely. So both pins with the ball. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's not a fun spare to try to shoot at when you're throwing it straight.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the double wood there.
Looks good. Hook a little bit. Yep, good shot.
It's a great shot on that left-hand lane on lane 19. He's wired there, he's keeping that left lane. So
yeah, that one was a lot more up the board. Not as much angle coming off his feet, so allowed the ball to hook up a little bit more. Good shot. Once again, really big frame for Jake. We can see a lead change right here. Jake's still got 249 left on the board, and Luke has 245. I would not be surprised if this went to the wall. Huge shot for Jake here. Yeah, he did not get around that one at all. He was way more up the back of it than those last 2 shots when he made that zone change. So maybe just a little bit of nerves. He kind of knew in the back of his mind that if he got that one, he'd have the lead. But it's tough being up there, on the spotlight, pulling for money. So good spare, Jake.
But he brings that one back, and he's keeping it clean, staying out of trouble. I mean, waiting for that crucial point. You never know when that mistake is going to come again. You can jump all over it.
Unfortunately for Jake, though, I don't think that big of a mistake's going to come. If I think Jake does not strike here, I have a feeling Luke's going to get up in pack too. So big shot for Jake to let Luke know that he's still there and he's still in the match.
A great shot there by Jake, leaving a smash 10 this time. He's going to look to bring this back, keep things clean, and stay in this match. So he's going to change to a harder surface friction ball here, straighten it out, bring out that 10.
Sorry about that, guys. What did I miss?
Smash 10. Set it up, Andy. He would have made that.
Maybe a little bit of an angry spare ball there after the ring 10. Strike here for Luke will put him up in the double digits on the lead. So once I mean, every shot in this match has been big for each one of them. That is pretty close. Good shot.
Yeah. He's looking to get dialed in again. He figured out 20, so highlight and now flushing the 1-3.
He's probably starting to feel a little bit more comfortable now because he hasn't had too much pressure on him except after that open. And once a really good bowler doesn't really feel too much pressure, it's hard to beat him. Strike here would just require a mark from him in the 10th frame. So once again, big shot.
Great pitch.
Gets
Great
it there.
pitch.
It looked a little bit fast off his hand, but playing that straighter line, kind of get away with it. But good shot from
He
Luke.
sawed that rack off there, though, Andy. Headpin came off the sideboard. There was nothing left.
No, and that's what happens when you're playing the correct line. You kind of throw one here and there, not quite like you want to, and still strike. That's when you know you're in the right place with the right ball. This is still not over though. 4 here from Jake forces a mark. Good shot.
Great pitch there. Jake Farley bringing it. He ain't done yet. This kid's got some fight in him. So.
No, he's not too happy with himself though. I have a feeling those last 2 balls were not quite the spot he wanted them to be.
Well, I've seen it many a time, Andy. You just never give up. You got to keep plugging away. You just never know.
I mean, Luke, like I said, 245 the first game with a 7-10 the 10th frame to lose that $500 bounty. So anything can happen. Needs it. Good
Great shot, man. Well, he can still punch this out for 218. Give him a little run,
Yeah, 218 or the strike here would force Luke to get up and at least close the frame. So big shot. Might have got a little bit slow with it, but he got away with it. Looked like a little bit of compensation at the line, getting a little bit more up the back of that one, kind of make up for the slowness. A lot of the really good bowlers, they can kind of feel when they're going to miss left or right or get slower, then they can make little adjustments here and there right at the release, and it looks like that's what might have happened right there. Nonetheless, though, good shot from Jake. A really important shot as well because forcing a mark out of Luke. As long as he gets, I think 7, I think he needs. That's a little bit more than 7. Good shot
Great
from Jake.
finish, yeah. Great game by Jake. Really, really good professional game there. Real clean.
Well, Mark here does it. That's a little bit inside. He was actually, I believe he was missing a 9-pin on the shot. Was he? We need to check back on that. I think he was missing
Another great shot there by Luke.
Wow, just great game for Luke. Way to punch it out. Way to throw the strikes when he needed them. But, you know, shout out to Jake Farley, too, for a great game.
Well, great game by Luke Blauvelt in our first match. As he wins today 245 to 218 over Jake Farley. We're going to take a short commercial break here, folks, and we'll be back for today's final match. It's going to feature Paul Phillipy versus Luke Blauvelt.
Are your drains slow and always clogging? Herman Services is offering new customers $50 off drain cleaning this month. Click this ad for the coupon today. Herman Services, we stand behind our work because our name is on it.
Anthony, what are you doing?
I'm getting fitted so I can get the right mattress to help me get a great night's sleep.
You don't need to do that. Furniture Fair's Bed Match Diagnostic System does it for you. They can custom fit a mattress for you in just 3 minutes. Our sleep specialists use the latest technology to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress to help your body stay properly aligned and supported while you sleep.
Have you been fitted?
Find the right mattress for you only at the Furniture Fair Sleep Center.
I'd say 10.
4 or 5.
12.
How many different beers do you think Sam Adams brews in a year?
I think Sam Adams brews about 10 different beers a year.
I can think of the Boston Lager.
Summer Ale.
Oktoberfest. Terry Wheat.
Ooh, Terry Wheat.
Chocolate Bach.
Are you still pulling them out?
Sam Adams brews over 60 different styles of beer a year.
I'm shocked. This is crazy.
So obviously we were wrong.
I had no idea Sam Adams made this many.
Can I just take them all with me?
This definitely changes my perspective on Sam Adams.
All right, folks, we are back, and we are getting set for today's final match. Paul Phillipy is warming up here. He's going to face off against Luke Blauvelt. Vic Amon here again with Andy Campbell with me in the booth.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, Paul was our #1 seed because in the King of the Hill round he had 261. So in qualifying, he was actually our cut at 691, so he barely snuck in. But that King of the Hill game, he really found it, and let's see if he can keep it rolling.
And Paul notoriously throws the 50-plus-year-old Black Beauty, folks. Palm baller, goes right up the pipe with it. And this is going to be something to watch here as these pins are dancing. So Paul is our top seed today. We're going to see what he elects to do here. As Andy's getting them dialed in. We'd like to thank everybody that stopped on out to the Florence Bowling Center. We can't thank you guys enough for supporting this great stuff. Tri-State, keep it coming. You could be our next featured champion on the King of TV Bowling Sweeper Series. Make sure you stop on out to Gilmore Lanes every Sunday at 1 o'clock, as well as the Florence Bowling Center every Tuesday night at 6:45. They will soon to be running a sweeper every Saturday at noon to 1 o'clock. They haven't figured out the starting time yet. It's looking more like 1 o'clock with a 12 o'clock check-in. We will be continuing to run one more week on Tuesday, it looks like. And then we'll be running on Saturdays. So that's pretty exciting news to hear. See if we can get some more folks out here on the weekend and show you some great action. It looks like Paul is elected to make Luke Blauvelt start the match out, Andy.
Yeah, and that is simply based off the fact that Paul wanted to be on the left lane because he had been A all qualifying. So that was his justification for.
Pretty simple, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. Andy Mack, stone 8-pin.
Yeah, I mean, throw it better next time.
You know what they say in league, your ball will be right back. I mean, unreal.
Not much you can do about that. I mean, maybe it was a touch inside and pushed, and the 5 didn't quite get the. I mean, it's hard to justify leaving an 8-pin sometimes. So.
It's the true tap. I mean,
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But he covers that up nicely. Unfortunate break for Luke in the first frame.
See if Paul can respond to that with a nice double to start, and just let everyone know Paul is getting 23-6 a game. Paul actually was the winner of, I'm not sure if it was the first or second shootout we had here at Florence, but he won one quite a few weeks ago. And just a shout out to Paul, because he has been here every single week we've done the shootout. So
that's awesome. Yeah,
just a big thank you to Paul. He's not missed one single week, so that's awesome, and we really appreciate the support from the league bowler.
And the Black Beauty keeps pumping him out. I mean, what do you got to say about a ball this old? He's making it work, you know.
Well, it is an old wood house, so it's a decent matchup. I know. Ooh, that maybe a little bit too much thumb hole on that one. Yeah, you can even hear Paul say it didn't finish, and that can be just ball rolling over the thumb hole, just kind of stopping it from making that turn at the end of the pattern.
Yeah, he really gets a different look with this Black Beauty. I mean,
but when he's striking, though, it's a lot of fun to watch. That ball just right up 10, rolling down the lane, and then I mean,
it's like a runaway train.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
it really is crazy. And one thing you gotta love about Paul, though, he's so laid back. You know, the pressure really never gets to him. He's here to have a good time.
He makes it fun, and that's what it's all about. You got to have fun. I mean, if you don't have fun, then what's the point? You know?
Yeah, but when someone like that is bowling good, you do not want to be bowling against them, because that is tough to beat. Because even some of the best bowlers, when they are in that pressure cooker situation, even they can fall under the pressure. But when you have, you know, your typical league bowler who just likes to come out and have fun, and when they get in that spot, like, sometimes they don't feel the pressure at all, and they just go out, and if they've been bowling good all day, they just keep it rolling and come away with the win, like Paul did like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that was a heck of a match against Kyle Cook, too, I might add. Yeah, those guys were going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I believe the final score in that was 269 to 268, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's another great shot there by Luke, though. He's putting the pressure on. He's going to have to make some of these sticks, but
well, the pressure is not going to be felt here, so it's just a matter of whether Paul decides to get up and strike or not, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you're saying he controls his own destiny.
Yeah. Struck last time. That's a little bit inside, but wow. Look at that.
Little love tap on the 10, little Don Carter action, as we used to call that one, Andy. That's a little before your day. A little DC love tap.
Yeah, you got to love that. Misses left with the rubber ball, rolls over the thumb hole, and still gets a 10 out. Now that's bowling.
Yeah, that's textbook rubber ball there, man. That's what made those balls famous.
Now, this last shot, he threw off his hand what looked like a good shot. Let's see if he made an adjustment. Looks like he moved a little bit right. Wow.
He gets it again. Another love tap on the 10.
Nah, I'm gonna
Don Carter.
Contribute
where are you
that
at?
one to the. If the Twisters were still here, that shot would that 10 would still be standing.
Well, I might be standing about 5 pins still, 30 seconds still.
No, this is a lot better carried than the Twisters.
I carried better than Twisters.
Well, let's see how Luke responds here. Paul's putting the pressure on. As Andy was saying, I mean, it's tough to keep the pressure on a guy that doesn't feel any.
Yeah, but a good shot here from Luke. Yeah, great shot. A little bit inside, but just enough oil in the middle to hold it steady, flush, 10 in the pit.
Well, Luke's got some turkey time. Guess he didn't get his fill on Thanksgiving. He's thrown a few of those today, though.
Do you know what Luke left the first frame? Do you remember?
It was a
solid 8. That's right.
Solid 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid 8. So I mean, he's been in the.
This is going to be a battle. Yeah, this is going to be because Luke's packed every single one of them. I feel like his only miss is going to be when he gets just a little bit too much angle in the front part of the lane off his hand. It goes light, but he grabbed that one a little bit, but it was still in that region where, you know, it's avoiding that half 10 and stuff. It was still up the lane, so he didn't have to fight all the oil. Great shot, 10 in the pit once again.
Luke's definitely showing some determination on his face. I think he's got that bounty in the back of his mind. He wants to finish this one out and walk away with a win.
Oh, that's right. Wow. Not the shot Paul wanted. Just leaked that one a little bit right.
Definitely an errant shot there by Paul as he leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. Definitely choppable here, Andy, with that Black Beauty, you know?
Oh, yeah, especially because usually most typical bowlers, especially when bowling a house shot, just like to move right at maybe like right 5 boards and shoot this, but he doesn't have a lot of room, so let's go. Now Paul showed us the untraditional way to make that spare, but nonetheless.
Shot it from the outside and still got it. Well, he gave Luke the door, so I mean, a little bit of a window there. Maybe he can crawl into this.
Yeah, I would definitely say Paul needs a strike here to get the pressure on Luke because push. Yeah, it was just a little bit too inside. That ball was going straight towards the head pin, and he almost got away with it. But
no, he got a great break. He broke up that 4-7-10, yeah. Andy. I mean, that was up there for a while. He's definitely staring at a split. Very fortunate to break it up.
Nonetheless, though, he's not fazed by it at all. He's going to get up there, choose 4-pin, and move on.
And just like Andy said, he brings the spare back. So Paul Phillipy keeping it clean here. But let's see what Luke brings to the table here. He's been money, and he's been in the pocket every frame in this match so far.
Yeah, in my opinion right now, Luke really needs to do 2 things. He needs to keep the ball going up the lane and avoid too much angle off his hand, and he needs to get around it and not get flat with it. I feel like that's the only way he's going to miss it if he goes light and one of those 2 things happens. So, let's see if he can do it. I have a feeling he's going to pack 10 again. Yeah.
You called it. You called it, kid. That's for sure. Luke Blauvelt, he's bringing the pain now. He's lined up. He is on the strike train. Paul's in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what to say for Paul because I don't see a miss in Luke's future unless he gets fast with one or something. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat what Luke's throwing right now. He's got the right ball in his hand. He's standing in the right spot. He's using the right tilt and everything. He's carrying everything except for that 8-pin.
The one thing I got to say about Paul, he's gritty. I mean, he'll fight. He's going to fight to the end. I've seen him battle. So.
Great shot from Luke. That might have been the best shot he's thrown the whole match, to be honest with you. It was just right in the spot it needed to be. Didn't have to push, didn't have to hook back. That was dead on the nose where he needed it.
Quite possibly punch this one out here for 290, right, Andy?
Yeah, it would not surprise me at all. That needs a push. Oh, a little bit of love on the 4-pin that time.
There's
Good
the
shot
Black
from
Beauty.
Paul.
As he gets back on. But he's got some work to do. He's definitely going to have to throw the next couple here.
Yeah, so scratch-wise, Paul's got 245 left on the board, and with his handicap, that would give him 68, which that would still require an 8 spare out of Luke just for a tie. So, I mean, Paul really cannot miss right now. That needs to hook. Wow. Look at the way he gets the 10
Here he
pin out with that.
comes.
That's incredible.
The Black Beauty's truck and tick, 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 crunch. Well, he's going to push him, you know.
Yeah, and I'd like to be able to explain why he's carrying doing that, but my only real explanation is he's thrown it into the dry part of the lane really early. It's getting into a good heavy roll, and it's just got that solid line to get the 10 out. I mean, besides that, it's just incredible to watch.
Yeah, we keep watching enough of these rubber balls. The big companies are going to start producing them again, maybe. You know?
I've got one myself in my bag. I've got a Gyro 2 made by Ebonite. Wow, that's
big.
That's
huge.
That's big. He got that one a little bit too up the lane, kind of threw it at the head pin, but
he was definitely staring at the double pinochle there for a second. The 4, 6, 7, 10. Got a great break and tripped it out.
With how great he threw the other 7 balls, I think we can give him one after that 8 pin.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, strike here forces Paul to go sheet to force Luke to only 8 spare strike on the fill. So another, yeah, good luck to Paul. I don't know what to say. Good shot.
This one's all about but over at this point.
Well, not necessarily. If Paul goes sheet here for 245, that'd put him at 268 with handicap, and that would force him, Luke, to get up in 9 spin. Hold on, let's see. Ouch. And that's gonna be the match, guys. Wow. But nonetheless, Paul, for a 190-something average bowler, has bowled great all day, bowled great this match. But Luke, when he stepped up there the first 3 games, 794, it was his day. And when it's your day, it's your day.
Paul does bring the spare back. He's going to make it respectable here. Great showing here in today's final, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I said, this striking makes it a lot more interesting than what we saw maybe a month ago with. Let's see
Kyle
if he can.
Cook, yeah, he was going toe-to-toe with Kyle back there.
Well, yeah, I was talking about like 3 or 4 weeks ago when the scores were like 180, 190 to win matches. But so this is a little bit refreshing to see the scores back up.
Yeah, I think
a little bit of a tug there, but
combination of them figuring out the pattern and the new pins, you might be seeing some super high scores here within the next couple weeks.
I mean, we really did tonight. I mean, just scratch-wise, our top 3 sets, 794, 756, 740. A month ago, 690, 680 was leading in qualifying. Same pattern, same everything, except maybe the weather. I think we'll give it to the weather on this one, because I don't know.
Well, it's funny with these old wood centers. I mean, you do say that half jokingly, but the weather's got a huge effect on the wood here with the swelling and contracting, you know, hot and the cold. You know, I mean, they do different things. I mean, it's.
Great shot from Paul. Way to.
Great game, yeah.
Yeah.
Great game by Paul Phillipy.
Not much more he can do than that, I mean. But let's see if Luke can punch it out for 290, and just to remind everyone, solid 8 pin the first frame off a great shot.
He ain't kidding.
Ten back. Oh, look at that. Got
8 pin was slow.
Got the 8 pin to fall that time. What? I don't. What line did the 8 pin on? This one? That was different. That's so weird the way that. What did he do the first frame? 8 pin? Solid 8 pin. Every
Well, Luke's looking to close this one out here as he sewed up a victory today. And he gets another great break. One more here will give him 290, folks. Luke Blauvelt with 10 in a row. Looking to finish with 11 here and a 290 scratch.
Way to put an exclamation mark on the day he's had. I mean, 245, 280, 269. He took a little bit of a break in the King of the Hill match. He only had 209 that game, but 290 here. I mean, what better of a day can you have? Congratulations to Luke Blauvelt. Just absolutely fantastic bowling all day. If anyone deserved it today, he did. Great bowling.
Well, folks, Luke Blauvelt is your winner today, winning 290 to 235 over Paul Phillipy. Andy, it was some great shooting today. Always a pleasure to have you in the booth.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, Vic. And I look forward to seeing you next week, and I appreciate everyone that was watching.
And we're going to look to get something started here on Saturdays, from what I understand, correct?
Yeah, so this next Tuesday is actually going to be the last week we'll be running the sweeper on Tuesdays. And not that following Saturday, but the next Saturday, we will be starting our sweepers on Saturdays. Check-in will be at 11 a.m., and we will begin bowling at 12. So I really hope to see everyone out here. We're changing the day just to allow more bowlers to come out, because I know we've got 3 really high-paying leagues on Tuesday nights, so we're just competing with a lot. I mean, we only had 1 bowler from Cincinnati over here, understandably. So just hoping to see everyone out here. We'd appreciate the support.
Yeah, well, thanks, Andy. I appreciate you sitting in there with me, folks. Andy Campbell, everybody.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
Vic Amon here. We're going to sign off here. Once again, folks, you could be our next featured champion. So be sure to stop on out to the Florence Bowling Center or Gilmore Lanes. You everyone have a great night now. We'll see you next time.
Folks, you can catch all this great action on YouTube TV. Brought to you by Cincinnati Bell, Phi Optics. King of TV Bowling has been sponsored by Samuel Adams, Pursue Better. Hammer, nothing hits like a hammer. Powerhouse, the professional's choice. CheapBowlingBalls.com. The only thing that's cheap is our low prices. Logo Infusion, the best bowling jerseys in the game. Furniture Fair. For style and flair, your best buy is at Furniture Fair. Folks, if you enjoy this great action, please be sure to like and subscribe to the King of TV Bowling on YouTube. Thanks for viewing, everyone. Until next time.